The fifth husband, though, we had the best time. I mean, there's several years between, but I just enjoyed him so much. He loved to dance. He was so much fun. I mean, we couldn't even set a dance out. As a matter of fact, he's the one that invented the hokey pokey. And we danced every dance every time. So when he died, though, oh, what a fiasco. It was just horrible. I mean, when we had the funeral and tried to bury him, put his left arm out, they put his left arm in, left leg out, left leg in. We had to shake him all about. We didn't think he was ever going to get him buried. So, any of you have a job out there you're interested in hiring me? I don't know about my qualifications so far, but no, real quiet. Well, you know, that's the kind of same response I get everywhere, but I'm not really surprised. Anybody have children? You like them? You know what? I was a pretty good mother, though. But I did have to scrimp and save, so I had to make the best of everything. You know, when the ice cream man came down the street and they played that music, I always told my kids, that means they're out of ice cream. And my oldest son, though, when he was a little boy, he was the sweetest little thing. I mean, he just loved me so much. And he'd sit at the table and he said, Mama, he said, when I grow up and get married, I want to marry a woman just like you. And out of the corner of my eye, I see my husband going. But then he became a teenager. Oh, what fun. And we fought. One day we just fought and fought forever. And we were both really tired. So anyway, your kids probably do this too. He came over to me after we got done arguing. He goes, so, why'd you have me? I said, we didn't know it was going to be you. We was hoping for somebody with a job. But then he got happy because at 17 he found a girlfriend and he wanted to bring her home for me to meet. So I met Hiawatha, and she had her eyebrow safety pinned on. I didn't know an eyebrow could fall off. But anyway, they lived with us for the first couple of years. I'd like to say something funny about that, but it wasn't funny. Still isn't. But you do learn a lot from children, you know. For instance, did you know that it's next to impossible to baptize a cat? Not only that, there was this little boy that his grandma come over, and he was so glad to see his grandma. And he runs and meets her, and he said, Grandma, I'm so glad you're here. And she said, well, I'm glad to see you too, honey. She said, but why are you so happy? He says, well, now I can see Daddy do his trick. And she says, well, what trick is that? And he says, well, when he finds out you're coming, he says that he could just climb a wall. So anyway, we don't have a lot of normal relatives in our family. I have a grandpa, and my grandma, bless her heart, she had the patience of Job with him. And I don't know if he got Alzheimer's or what it was that he got, but anyway, one day he's sitting on the porch, and he's sitting there, and he's got a bottle of horseradish and a spoon, and he's putting it on his head. And I watch him for a while, and Grandma doesn't seem to even mind. So he does it about 3 times, and I said, Grandma, what's Grandpa doing? She says, trying to get it in his mouth. I guess that happens to us once in a while. I got some notations for you women. You know, there's about 3 stages that when we get old. And the first one is, after you're 50, you're going to hear this a lot. Looks good for her age. The second one is, when she's in her 70s, isn't she stately? And the third one is, doesn't she look natural? We can all relate to that. And you know what? They talk about the golden years, but I'll tell you what. The only thing golden about the golden years is your urine. And you really need friends at this age. I'll tell you why. They come in really handy. They can hold your teeth when you blow out your birthday candles. Most of you know when old people get together and they have a party, how you can tell if they had a good time. they wake up with somebody else's dentures in their mouth. But you can have a lot of fun when you're old. You know, on the bottom of a check where it says notations, if you get aggravated at somebody, you might want to try this. Just fill out the check as normal, and then in that little notation write for sexual favors. And I have a bumper sticker on the back of my car. It says, I break for no apparent reason. If you don't think that gets attention, let me tell you, they don't crowd you in after you have that on there. Well, I don't really have a whole lot more to tell about myself, but if you have any questions, I'm available. I do have some advice for you, though. There's one thing that I know by experience. Under no circumstances, never take a sleeping pill and a laxative at the same time. Okay? I'm Miss Polly, Esther, and you can reach me at arm's length. Thank you so much.